going to show some video and some images of a desk that I made. And primarily what well, I don't want to say primarily, but a point that I want to kind of convey is in the process of making this desk, I did it in a shop that I convert for different things. One day it may be woodworking, the next day it may be working on my motorcycles, or the next day it may be changing oil in my car, whatever the project is. Unfortunately, my shop's not big enough where I can have a dedicated woodworking shop. And I'm so envious of the people who can and do, have a dedicated cabinet maker's table saw with a nice outfeed table and a station set up for a planer and a joiner, and another station set up for a miter saw with the dust collection going to each piece. But for me, that just wouldn't be practical. So kind of the point is here is if you're thinking about woodworking and your space is maybe limited, as you see me do some of these things, maybe in some later videos, I'll show some of the tools that I use in the setup that I use that help me get the results that I get. Now, I'm by no means a professional or even super high quality cabinet or desk builder, anything like that. Pretty hobbyist type guy. But when you see the results, I think everyone would say, yeah, that's pretty decent for what you did. I'm happy with it. No one's going to be coming in and judging. I'm not trying to sell it to anybody. And for the purpose that this desk is going to be used for, it's more than sufficient. So, and the tools that I had did a very good job in delivering those results. And fortunately, I can, when the project's over, I can pack them up. And on the back of my shop, I actually have a small storage room back there that I can just push the tools in on their carts. And then my shop's back to its clean slate, and I can do whatever I want to do with it. So anyway, I'll jump into the video of me actually making the desk, and it's got some still images along with some video, and check it out. Here's the final product. When I started on the end where the drawers are, so I built the cabinet for the drawers out of some recycled plywood from a house where someone had torn out all their cabinets, and they were going to throw this plywood away, and they gave it to me. So I glued some of these panels up, and it worked really well for the end cabinet. And here's just a still image of that end cabinet coming together. The next thing I did was I started ripping down the black walnut boards. When I initially got these boards, they were rough sawn boards, so I did run them through the planer, and now I'm just truing them up and getting them ready so I can glue them together and make a tabletop. This is the rigid outfeed stand I was using. I'll do a video about that later. Here are my boards all ripped down to their widths. Now I'm going to use my biscuit joiner and cut some slots on all these boards so I can use biscuits and glue it up and put the clamps on it and let it set up so I can make a nice desktop out of it. It had been a long time since I had used a biscuit joining device. So I kept my boards long, so if I had any, movement when I clamped them together, the biscuits being slightly misaligned, it wouldn't be a big deal, and I could trim them down to the final size at the end. Here we go, time to apply all the biscuits and start to apply the glue and get the boards in proper alignment so I can put the clamps on it. I built the desktop support frame out of some pretty good quality pine, so it would reduce the amount of time I had to sand on it to make the finish look good. You'll see a picture of that here in a second. I made this desk into 3 pieces, so I've got the cabinet on the end where the desk drawers go, the support frame that holds the desk up, and then the desktop. Now I can take it apart pretty easily and move it wherever I need to move it to and do it by myself fairly quickly. Here are a couple of pictures of the finished desktop surface. I used a water-based polyurethane and applied 3 coats, sanding in between each coat. I think it came out good, and I'm satisfied with the results, and I think it's going to look really nice. Here's the desk all assembled, except for the drawer pulls. In the back of the cabinet where the drawers are, I installed a power strip, so hopefully I can hide most of the cords and just plug them into that power strip, and then plug the power strip in the wall. Here's a once-over on the desk, just kind of spinning around, letting you see it from most of the angles. I think he came out really good. I like the drawer pulls that I put on there. They were easy to install. In the back right corner, that's a Mac Mini. It's sitting on a small ledge just so I can keep it off the desktop surface. But overall, it came out really good and I'm happy with it. Thanks for watching, and let me know your thoughts. Have a good day.